Yesterday, LeBron James turned 39 years old, but did he get robbed on his birthday? That is the debate that is going on inside the NBA world, and I want y'all to let me know in the comments. We're going to review it. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, we're about to get into it. LeBron on his birthday last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves had 26 points, 6 assists, and 3 steals, less than an inch away from sending it to OT. You guys can see I replied, should be an OT now. And if you guys have Twitter, by the way, make sure to drop me a follow at YT_solo. I tweet about basketball every single day, but that's beside the point. So last night, the Lakers on LeBron's birthday, if you didn't know by now, it was his birthday. I think I said that like 4 times already. They were playing the Timberwolves, and this game was 107-100 with 36 seconds left. So at least when I was watching, I was like, all right, this game's over. Honestly, I looked away for a second. LeBron went down, and I think with 31 seconds left, he got an and one. So it's 102. He hits the free throw, 103. They got a technical foul, so Austin Reeves shot a free throw. Now it's 104-107. So now it's kind of close. There's 30 seconds left. The Timberwolves bring the ball down. You know, they got, what, 6-7 seconds between the shot and game clock. So they're just chewing the clock down, trying to get a bucket late in the shot clock. They end up taking a Mike Conley 3. He hits front rim. And matter of fact, yeah, it's in this clip. So you guys can just see what happens if you miss the game. 10 seconds left. Lakers are down 3. If Mike Conley hits this shot, the Timberwolves win the game. They do end up winning the game anyways, but this is what happens. So Conley shoots it, misses. AD with the board, gonna throw it down to LeBron. LeBron on his birthday, pulling up and hits it. But they call it a 2-pointer. Right here, you can see this is after they reviewed it and they were like, yeah, we're keeping it a 2-pointer. You can see they're down 1 with 2 seconds. So that would be tied. It would be going to OT if that counted as a 3, which we'll get into. Was it a 3 or was it not? But look at this. They had it up on the monitor right here. You can see LeBron freaking out because, I mean, is it a 3 or is it not? I'm going to get a blown up picture of this in a second so we can look closer. But LeBron was tweaking. I haven't seen LeBron this mad since that one foul call at the end of the game last year. Was it against the Mavs? I don't remember who it was against, but you know, LeBron like fell to his knees that game last year. LeBron was tweaking, bro. He was calling AD over. They were both like, I don't even know, like, how is this not a 3? It's really close. If I was the ref, I'm saying it's a 3. I just don't know how you do that. Like, let me get the blown up picture real fast. You can see the picture on the left is the one that a lot of people tweet, and you could tell there's a little space there. If you look closely, there's a little bit of space. But as he rises in his jump shot and goes upwards, literally like a frame or two after, it's close. He might be on the line a little bit. And if you know basketball, if you're on the line at all, it is a 2-pointer. So I'm not really upset. Like, I don't care whether it's a 2 or a 3. It doesn't affect me. I think it would have been cool if it was a 3 and it went to overtime. This game was a really good one between, I'm going to say, 2 of the best teams in the West. I mean, the Lakers are like the 9 seed now. I think they're about 500, but we know the Lakers are going to be a team that is going to be competitive come playoff time. Maybe they're going to be in the play-in. I mean, right now they're in the play-in picture. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do the Lakers end up being in the top 6 and securing a playoff spot like that, or will they have to get in through the play-in? But yeah, I don't really care. Is it a 3 or is it a 2? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna say, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna say it's a 3. I'm gonna say it's a 3. I know this picture right here looks like maybe a small little piece of his shoe is on the line, but I don't know. I would say that it's a 3, but I don't care. If you want to say it's a 2, it wouldn't upset me. We have a little post-game interview of LeBron in the locker room, so we'll go ahead and play this because this is a little bit interesting.
On that play, so some screenshots, you play a million times. So what were you looking at when you kind of had a discussion with the refs there about where your foot was, and how do you just evaluate that play?
What do you mean, how? I mean, it's obvious at 3. My foot is behind the line. You can see the space between my front of my foot and the 3-point line. You can literally clearly see a white, the wood on the floor is a space in between my front of my foot and the 3-point line. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. It's already a 3-minute clip, but he ends up saying, what's the point of having replay if even the replay gets it wrong? So it's a big debate that was all over Twitter. Was it a 3? Was it a 2? I mean, I don't really know. LeBron James is now 39 years old, and no player in NBA history has ever put up anywhere close to the numbers he's putting up at this age. He's putting up 25 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, and 7.5 assists per game. This month, he is averaging 25.6, so he's actually doing better this month than the whole season. I was gonna say it looks like it's kind of a down month. I guess this 40 bomb against the Thunder kind of, picks up that average, because he did drop 17 against the Hornets and 16 against the Celtics. But I don't know, it's his birthday, so gotta talk about it, the season he's having. And I mean, he just finds a way to impact winning, even if he's not, scoring a lot. He has a ton of assists. I mean, it's LeBron James. I don't know, like, when is he ever going to slow down at this point? It seems like never. Again, taking a look at the NBA standings, the Lakers are now 9th. So they're only one game above 500 at 17-16. Like I said, do you think they get into this top 6 and get a secure playoff spot, or will they be fighting in the play-in? A team that we've been looking at all year, at least I have, because I'm a Warriors fan, is of course the Warriors. Do the Warriors get in? Who's going to fall out if a team falls out? Because all of these teams have been absolutely hooping. The obvious one, at least for me, would be the Houston Rockets would fall out because they're just a little young. Maybe, I'm saying, they come back to earth a little bit, if you want to say that. I mean, it's not crazy to say that they're already where they should be, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they're a young team. Warriors are more experienced. Warriors might make some trades come the trade deadline. The Rockets would be the team that I would pick. But I mean, this playoff run, or not playoff run, but the playoffs this year is just going to be so good. Look at all the talent. Look at all the teams. Like, even, you never know what could happen in the West. Like, an 8 seed could beat, if the Timberwolves are the 1 seed, and let's say the Warriors get it, or the Lakers, like, we could see some crazy upsets this year. I could make an entire video about this, but we're not going to. Yesterday, the Detroit Pistons finally did it. They snapped their 28-game losing streak, the longest losing streak in NBA history. Of course, their win before this was October 28th, literally before Halloween. As I've said previously, the Diamondbacks more recently had a win than the Pistons, and baseball season ended months ago. So yeah, the Pistons finally beat the Raptors, who, by the way, were missing some pieces. Of course, they just traded OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn. It's not like he was going to play, but they didn't have RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly, their new guys, so they were kind of missing guys. Gary Trent had a pretty good game. You were asking for a lot from Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, who Pascal might get traded too, but that's beside the point. The Pistons finally did it. Cade's been going off too. Like, you'd think, okay, this team's lost 28 straight, like, everything's bad. Nah, Cade's been hooping lately, like the last few weeks. He finally got the job done, and like, after the buzzer sounded, the fans were all on their feet, they were giving him a standing ovation. There was one player, I don't know who, someone like fell to their knees like they were winning the NBA Finals. Like, Jaden Ivey ripped off his shirt. Jalen Duren was going crazy. Like, this was literally like their NBA Finals. I didn't know how it would go. I guess this makes sense, because when you finally get a win after losing 28 games, is it like you're still sad because you just lost 28 games straight, or do you cheer like crazy? Clearly they were cheering like crazy. I guess it's lucky for them that they were at home, and Wingstop, I guess, what was it? Wingstop's giving like free wings or whatever, like when the Pistons win this year. So I saw some people on Twitter going to Wingstop getting their free wings and stuff, so that's cool. Tyrese Haliburton has been on an absolute tear this year, and last night he had 22 points, 23 assists, a career high for assists for him. And that's just crazy that you have more assists than points when you're a guy that scores 25 points per game. That's just a crazy stat in itself. But he has the most 20 assist games in Pacers history, and he's only the 3rd player ever to have back-to-back 2020 games, joining John Stockton and Magic Johnson. I mean, is this the type of career trajectory that Tyrese Haliburton is on? Because that is an elite group of players, bro. Tyrese Haliburton, John Stockton, Magic Johnson. Obviously, he's nowhere near their level yet, because how old is he? Like 23? We're going to have to see how his career, completely pans out. We're not going to really put him in. I mean, he's already in that group, I guess, for this stat, but we're not going to say Haliburton, Stockton, Magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the elite point guards. But he might be on that trajectory. And yeah, I mean, he's just one of the best passers of this generation. You just got to say that at this point. Of course, since the Pacers were playing the Knicks, you had Wally Szczerbiak commentating the game. There was a few clips of Haliburton saying stuff to him. People were saying he was mouthing wannabe all-star and come on Willie or stuff like that, or Wally. But you could see Tyrese was looking at Wally a little bit. And if you guys don't know the backstory or whatever behind all of this, last season, or it might have been 2 seasons ago, I think it might have been, I don't know, one of the two, Wally was on air. He's one of the guys for the Knicks. He was on air saying Tyrese Haliburton is a wannabe all-star. He's a fraud, basically. I think he might have been trying to hype up Jalen Brunson to get him in for the Knicks, obviously, because he's a Knicks guy. But yeah, Tyrese has not forgotten that. The whole NBA world, I feel like, hasn't forgotten that. Pacers did beat the Knicks 140-126, but Dante DiVincenzo had an absolute career high night, 38 points. Before this, his career high was 25. So we got to talk about it. You know, we always talk about the best players from the night of basketball. I got to mention Dante DiVincenzo dropping a 38 bomb. Is he going to be getting more minutes now? I would say so. Because now they don't have RJ, they don't have Quickly. They are bringing in OG Anunoby, but I feel like they're not really the same type of player. And whereas, you know, RJ Quickly kind of gave that scoring, Dante can do that. I think Dante might be, you know, expected to give more to the Knicks when it comes to, you know, minutes. He's gonna get more playing time, I think. And 38 points in the first game with no RJ and Quickly is insane. We talked about this game earlier, Lakers versus Timberwolves. Timberwolves won by 2. AD actually had 33, 17, and 8. I know we're talking a lot about LeBron, but AD went crazy, and that's not all. He also had 2 blocks and 4 steals. Like, AD's been absolutely hooping. By the way, I'm dropping a top 100 NBA players ranking video from this season. It was supposed to come out yesterday. I was gonna post it today, but then so much happened in the NBA yesterday, so I might post that tomorrow unless something crazy again happens tonight. I don't know, we'll have to see, but that video is literally ready to go. But yeah, AD's been hooping. Then we got Bam, who dropped 28, 16, and 3 against the Jazz in a loss here. He also had 3 blocks and 3 steals, so similar to AD, you know, the points and rebounds is insane, but they're also making a difference on the defensive end. Then we had Luka, who at this point, are we even surprised? 39, 8, and 10 against my Warriors. What can you really say? There's not much to say. We're just kind of expecting that at this point. We got Chris Paul from the same game, and the stats don't look crazy. 24, 2, and 6. He did draw a start. The Warriors went with kind of a different type of lineup. They had Curry, Chris Paul, Clay, and then they went with Kuminga and Trace Jackson Davis. So, you know, Steve Kerr's trying out different things, but the main thing I want to talk about when it comes to Chris Paul is he hit 6 3-pointers. I'm a Warriors fan. I watch them a lot. Chris Paul doesn't really shoot threes in the first place. When he does, though, they don't really go in. He was just knocking them down left and right. If you play fantasy basketball, I think he had like over 60 fantasy points, which is insane coming from a player like Chris Paul this year, who's kind of putting up less than 30 usually. And then the next guy I want to talk about, Andre Drummond. I might have to make a whole video about him soon or something, because if he keeps this up, I don't know, bro. The Bulls are 15-9 now too. Like they started off pretty bad. They're climbing back into it without Zach LaVine. Caruso's been in and out of the lineup. Obviously they got no Lonzo. They got, you know, random guys like Drummond, Kobe. I'm not gonna say Kobe White's random, but he's been hooping lately, like exceeding expectations. Drummond put up 15 and 23, and this isn't the first time. Like the other night, I think he had 25 boards. He had another game with like 18. Like Drummond finally is getting a chance again in the NBA, and he is going crazy with this chance. I think we might hit 800 subscribers today, so if we do, I want to say thank you. If you guys haven't, go down, make sure you're sub, because I know a lot of you guys aren't sub, you know, if I look at the analytics. But yeah, I might drop that top 100 players video tomorrow or the next day, so sub up, turn on notice so you don't miss it. I dropped a video breaking down the whole OG Anunoby RJ Barrett trade yesterday, so check it out. Watch the video, pop it up on your screen right now if you haven't seen it.